Well, the headache can start to like almost out of off. No, I think I'm gonna go buy my. I think I had a watch for that. I'm tired all day. I don't want to suck this.
Where's your right hand? Can you help me?
He's a really good guy.
I watched the doctor. Mountain Dew in particular. Yeah. Then I'll go and I'll go and just wait
By the way,
she's from Long Island. Frank DiCarlo. DiCarlos, and her husband's Patrick DiCarlos. He's a chiropractor. No, it was the same building. Because it was
nobody there about it.
her name is Frances. Every place on Friday. She said, yeah, thank you.
No, I never even had it on anyway. He never sent it to me, so I didn't have it on. Yeah, I see it's on here, so he must have already.
This is for the new building. A lot of hurdles. One told my couple told me there's empty now. I'm going to say,
7 p.m. I'll call the regular Common Council meeting to order, October 24th, 2016. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Leading us for the first time in the youth report is the kid sister of Michael and Mallory Conklin. Please come forward.
Hello. At the high school, the Port Jervis City School District is proud to be the host school for the Red Ribbon Week ceremony. Today at 10, Port Jervis High School opened its doors to students from 10 school districts across Orange County. The focus of presentations today was to engage students into staying drug-free. Dignitaries from across the county were at the school for a very special breakfast before the program begins. Port Jervis Schools proudly promotes a drug-free community and healthy decision-making to our students. Port Jervis City School District partnered with ShopRite of Montague and registered dietitian Kelly Pearson for this year's Big Apple Crunch. Crunch was today in celebration of National Food Day. Food Day inspires Americans to change their diets and our food policies. At the middle school, members of the Port Jervis Middle School Math Department presented several workshops focused on assisting adults with understanding Common Core math. Common Core math workshops for adults, helpers of middle school students. This happened on Thursday, October 20th. At the elementary school, students at ASK and HBE had a special treat as members of the local fire departments visited the schools to talk fire safety. Children learned about being safe at home as well as school. Firefighters displayed equipment, gear, and allowed students to see firsthand what it takes to be a fighter. October 31st is a half day for all students. The middle and high schools will dismiss at 10:30, and ASK and HBU will dismiss at 11:30. And finally, the Port Jervis City School District Board of Education will hold a special meeting at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, October 25th at the district offices located at 9 Thompson Street. The board will meet for the purpose of approving the response to the State Comptroller report. Hope everyone has a safe Halloween. Thank you.
Thank you, Mallory. Great job. Senior or veterans reports?
I have neither, but she did such a fine job that
We
makes
should give it to her. I'm going to add in something for veterans. As many people are aware now, and or you've read about it, or maybe you haven't heard, but the remains of William G. Vanello were positively identified out of a Korean memorial, and in an effort for the United States government to positively identify soldiers, which is very, very unlikely that you can receive, in this case, a whole skeletal remains. But as you can see around the city, there have been yellow ribbons placed on poles and light poles for that welcome back when he comes back to the United States and to his final resting place, which will be here in Port Jervis. So there was a request by I believe it's the VFW, to hang a banner on the Acre side of the underpass and to welcome home the remains of William G. Vanello. Can I have a motion for that?
so moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Siegel, second by Mr. Bavozo. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. We now open our first public hearing. This is on the New York State HCR Jersey Avenue Sewer Rehab, And I invite Ms. Majinski up, please.
Good evening. These public hearings this evening are required by the CDBG grant process, and they are updates to where we are in the process. To begin with, the Jersey Avenue sewer grant repair, it was awarded at $590,867. The due date for the contract is coming up, and the city has requested an extension to September of 2017. The reason being that there were contracting delays, there was a more than extensive environmental review record that we had to go through, and that there were multiple renditions of the bid documents. At this point, the Albany, New York State Homes and Community Renewal requested a copy of the bid documents that were recently opened, and those were sent to them with commentary. There were 2 bidding companies, and originally the sewer repair was to include Jersey Avenue from Wagner Place, then turn on Owen Street, and then turn on Hammond Street to Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, based on previous work at Wagner Place, that length of street was actually divided into 3 separate segments. And that was done because of finding that various soil conditions and the pipe depth itself complicated matters. And the Wagner Place repair was a lot more expensive than anticipated. These 2 companies did provide their different bids, and there was only 1 bid for 1 section, and that is from Wagner Place down Jersey, slight turn on Owen, that actually came in below the $590,000 mark. So that'll give you an idea of what the project would have cost altogether. Right now, the request is with HCR, and we're awaiting their commentary. Any questions?
Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak out or ask any questions in regards to the HCR Jersey Avenue Sewer Rehab Project? Anyone from the council? Not hearing any? Anything else to add? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Belcher, second by Mr. Bovoso. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you. And now we will open the public hearing for the New York State HCR City of Port Jervis Micro Enterprise Program.
This grant as well is a CDBG project, which again requires an interim report to the public. This grant is for $200,000. It requires a 10% owner equity, and it also had provided up to $100,000 in loan money from the Port Jervis Community Development Agency. There were delays in part because the requirement for a microenterprise education process was delayed because of scheduling issues, and we did complete that this June 9th. Altogether now there are 7 different local businesses that are involved. It is a reimbursement grant, and of the 7, 3 are having difficulties with, actually 4 are having difficulties with delays in the actual buildings that they wanted to reside in. Some were because of fire code issues, others are because of legal issues. One in particular, unfortunately, experienced a devastating fire a couple of weeks ago. And with that, the request is to HCR for an extension through July 1st, with the idea that this delay will allow all 7 different businesses the opportunity to catch up and actually participate fully in the expected benefits of this program. Besides the monies that are available as a reimbursement to the participating businesses, they also are required to hire at least one full-time equivalent low to moderate income person if the business owner is not already a low to moderate income person. So the results here would be the fact that not only the businesses would get a bump, but also that employment would get a little bump here in Port Jervis. Some of these businesses, with their moves and the buildings that they're anticipating moving into, would hire far more than just one full-time equivalent person. So right now that request is as well with HCR, and we are working to complete some contract paperwork to bring everything up to date. Any questions?
Does anybody from the public have any questions or comments? I'm not hearing anybody. Anybody from the council? Not hearing any. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Motion by Mr. Belcher, second by Mr. Bovozo. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? So carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no presentations, so we'll now open the floor to public comment. You have a 5-minute limit. You can speak on any subject. Just please come up to the podium, state your name and either the ward that you live in or the town that you live in.
I'm really getting tired of coming here, but how do we make out with the sale of the street on Farnham Street?
Well, when was it, Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday? I was able to go up with Jack and the building official, and we discussed it, and then I was going to get in touch with you within the next week or two.
Okay. Do you have any idea why I came here in the very beginning? Any idea at all? Anybody got any idea? It's because of the turnaround. No parking. The guy was parking in my driveway. I can't turn around because he parks in the street. His building's in the street. And you want to sell the street to the guy who owns the building or to the woman in Mount Morris?
Well, we want to fix it so that their house isn't on city property.
Okay, but you're going to sell the end of the street.
Just like you were sold property also.
Wait a second.
Right?
Wait a second. I didn't buy the street. I bought a vacant piece of property, and it's still 20 feet from the street.
That had water underneath it, correct? Water pipes underneath it?
No.
Or sewer pipes or something?
No. You're talking about are you talking about the subdivision in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to make my property a little longer, the first piece of property, because there's a water main running through it.
Okay.
But it wasn't city property.
Well, it's not a decision that's been made yet. It's just something that we're talking to the council.
That's why I'm talking about it, because you sell him the end of the street, and I can't turn around in my driveway. I can't turn around the back of my.
So I am going to invite the whole council up there to look at it also.
That's fantastic.
Because I did look at it, and there are provisions. It's no different than he can't turn around if he had a trailer like yours in his street, or he can't turn around in his street.
Okay, well, we don't even talk about a trailer. If you sell the end of that street, I can't turn around with my truck or my car.
You can pull in your driveway.
I can pull in my driveway, but how do I get out? Do I back down to 450 feet? It's 450 feet from my driveway to whatever that street is to go up the hill. 450 feet. I own 300 feet. And there's two houses below me.
You can't turn around in 300 feet?
I'm sorry?
You can't turn around in 300 feet?
You mean make a U-turn in the street?
You said you own 300 feet up there.
I own 300 feet of road frontage.
Okay.
300 feet of road frontage.
Right.
So I have to back down that 300 feet, plus the next two houses.
The whole thing is that the council has to come up and look at it as, I got to see it not for the first time, but for the first time as they explained where it was surveyed.
Okay. What you do understand the survey.
I
Is
do.
that the survey map that I bought?
No.
That's your own? That's the city?
She did
had it
that.
surveyed? Okay. I would like to be there when you do this.
Absolutely.
And
I've told you that. I said as soon as we get
That's-
all our ducks in a row, you will be there too.
Okay.
I would include you.
The other thing that we talked about at our meeting, the three of us, the four of us, the FOIL request. Mr. Bovozo said that he misunderstood my FOIL request. He thought it was a municipal search. That's why he wanted to charge me $100. Well, what about leases?
I said that?
Yes.
I don't recall
said the reason why he wanted to charge me $100 for my FOIL request?
I didn't want you.
No, not you.
Okay.
No. Sorry. Dave, the reason why Dave wanted to charge me $100 for my FOIL request is because he thought it was a municipal search.
She said it.
Right. Well, I can understand that part because I asked for quite a few. I mean, it did cost me $4.75. But Lisa just asked for a couple. And he wanted to charge her $100 too. And hers was $1.50. So whenever you get inside this building,
But you're talking about stuff before we met. We met and we thought we worked this all out. But you're coming on here to tell the public what we talked about, right?
exactly, yes.
Okay, so I want the public to understand that we sat down and we worked this all out, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We worked it out. I didn't even think about Lisa's, he
But we
thought-
did discuss it. We discussed both requests.
We didn't discuss Lisa's.
We discussed the requests.
Okay.
And they he was under the opinion that it was a municipal search on the property because there were multiple requests on the property.
Right.
That's why. And then once it was rectified, you said it was rectified, your partner said it was rectified,
Well, I don't think she said it was rectified.
and it was $1.50.
Yes.
You said that
Okay.
at the meeting.
At our meeting, I just want to make sure the public understands
Okay.
what happens inside the four walls. There's one more thing that's really on my mind, is when I took this guy to court for towing my truck and the survey, which he ripped out, the court officer told me that he would get me the $50 for my tow and the $100 for my survey if I left the building inspector alone. That's right,
Who said that?
the court officer. Whoever the guy is.
We have no control over that.
But
We-
I'm
we-
telling you and I'm
And
telling them
he has
also.
no authority over that.
But he said to me,
When did this happen?
I don't know,
Months
May-
ago,
May-
a year ago?
May?
And you're bringing it up to me now. That doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense to me because the people should know what goes on in here.
Yeah, well,
I go up to court.
If you
and
sat
it's
down
still
with
clean.
us, and you explained everything and you said, all right, I think we're good, we all shook hands, and then you come here and you tell me about things that happened in May that I have no idea about.
Kelly, in April, I asked to have a meeting with you. In April, when I gave you all the pictures about the motorcycle shop, which we can't do nothing about.
But then, again, so the public knows, you got an attorney, and we couldn't speak to you, sit down as two people talking. So then, ultimately, you got rid of your attorney, then you got an attorney again, then you got rid of the attorney, and we sat down 2 weeks ago.
But why couldn't we have done that in April when I asked you?
Because you got an attorney.
I didn't have an attorney in April.
I came to your shop. You
Yes, you
gave me
did.
all the pictures.
I gave you all the
I came to your shop the day that you put it on Facebook as a message to me,
You-
or at least
Yeah.
somebody did.
Yeah.
All right? And the day that you did it, I contacted you.
And what did I say? I said, we have to talk about this. What happened? May, June, July, August?
Well, it was, again, it's the whole attorney thing. Now you don't have an attorney, now we can sit down and talk, and we did. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Anyone else from the public?
Last thing I expected to do was to be here tonight. Back in 2002, I was building a home on 7 Shore Street, and I came to the Common Council. I was having a similar problem. I had encroachment. My encroachment was pretty small. I was trying to rectify the problem. Some people on the Common Council are still here today. I'm sure they remember the encroachment. I had to get an attorney. I had to get a lot of stuff done, and I was trying to buy the city street. I really wanted to buy the city street at the time, and I was told in no uncertain terms that you cannot buy a city street. Everybody would want to buy a city street. You could buy a city street. I too today would like to buy the city street, if at all possible. If it's going to be possible for this person to buy the city street, I want to buy my city street. It would also rectify the problems that I would have with any kind of building that may be going on big and little in the future. I could stop that just by owning the city street, which is a very small portion that I would need to make happen. Anyway, at the time, I was told that I couldn't do it, and I was told the reasons why, and I can understand fire safety. Stan said I needed to turn around a fire truck, and certain things had to happen in order to, So anyway, I was able to buy a portion of land. The portion of land, and I offered $5,000 for a small piece. I was told by the common council that $5,000 wouldn't do it. So I was told that, I don't know, $20,000. So they finally came up with the portion of land. I think it was $7,000 that we agreed upon, which computed to, just so you get an idea, like $419 a square foot. It was something really, really drastic. And that's what I paid for that piece. So again, if you're going to sell that property, I'm hoping, those were 2002 numbers that I'm giving you. I'm hoping that if you make a decision, that it's at least, somewhere in the area of that, and that you allow me to buy the end of Short Street, if I can buy it.
Okay, just to clarify, we have no intentions of selling the end of the street. The street goes to, because they have to plow. They have to plow in the dead end and everything. This is, the street goes from here out like this.
Yes.
Or actually, it goes straight this way and goes out like this. It's this part here that runs underneath the house is the section that they would be buying.
Right.
It's not the street as it is, would remain the same.
It's the same thing that I bought. I just bought a small portion that was
Right.
in front of my house.
Right.
I asked if I could buy the city street.
Yeah, well,
So I just wanted to make sure,
couldn't
because I
do
was
that.
told, right, that
Right.
no,
And she better pay what we had to pay.
right, that I had to,
I agree.
purchase. Okay.
Hmm.
That was my main concern.
I'm glad you came up with those numbers because I would have never known.
Right. And I do have some stuff in here and what I
What we
bought it
paid.
for.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect, thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else from the public?
Can I say one more thing?
At the end. Anyone else from the public? Not hearing any, I'll move on to, we have 2 minutes. I need an approval for the minutes of the regular meeting of October 10th. Motion by Mr. Belcher, second by Mr. Rebozo. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? So carried. And I need a motion of the October 10th special meeting in regards to the buildings on Pike Street.
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Siegel, second by, you weren't there.
Second.
Second by Mr. Foster. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And how many abstentions? We have 1, 2, 3 abstentions. Thank you. Committee reports, Finance and Insurance, Ms. Strobel.
Thank you. The Finance Committee last met on October 19th. We discussed the upcoming November 15th tax lien sale. There are currently 76 properties. And we also discussed if the city would like to reserve any properties. We talked about how the relevying of unpaid water bills has helped, if the city reserving properties has had any sort of negative effect. And we discussed selling city-owned properties either through a broker or auction, as well as working on marketing our city-owned properties. We discussed the 2016 third quarter budget review. And we have a resolution about that I would like to read right now. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of Port Jervis 2016 budget changes. Whereas the City of Port Jervis Common Council has recognized that the 2016 budget requires amendment to reflect actual